Hi there, how are you today? Welcome to Naturally High, the channel that helps you grow your 4A, 4B and especially 4C hair to longer lengths. In today's video I wanted to come and chat with you. I haven't done this in years, if ever, and I want to talk about the issue that was raised by Mayowa when their post was picked up by the Natural Hair Bombshells page on Instagram and shared. They received a whole host of vitriolic comments and there was blatant texturism in there, from things like she's too nappy to be natural to locks aren't natural. It's very clear that some of these individuals commenting were dealing with self-hatred, and I do not believe that Mayowa deserved to be treated in this way. And so I think first, before I get into this, I would like you to check that out. So have a look at Mayowa's account of what happened, check out their Instagram as well, and then give them some love and do some introspection of your own. Do you harbour any of these feelings yourself? So the first part of the video is my responding to what happened to Mayowa. The second part of the video is going to be my recounting something quite similar that happened to me a few years ago and airing my unique opinions and how those have evolved over time on that particular issue. So please do not conflate what happens in the second half of the video with the first. I was inspired by Mayowa's account of what had happened to them, and I wanted to reflect on my own experience, and that's why I'm making this video. So what I'm about to say is not a response to what happened to Mayowa. It's a commentary on my own internal evolution as far as this is concerned. I'm just gonna dab the sweat. Let me set the scene for you. It's 2018 and I've just made a video in which I'm showing my Instagram followers how I stretch my hair at night before bed. Those of you who follow me will know that my approach is extremely minimalist. I don't tend to pry sections apart from one another, especially not at night. I just kind of work with my hair as is, and I do a thorough detangling session once or twice a month. So this was not a thorough detangling session, it was just a way for me to maintain my hair in the state that it was, and then wear something stretched the next day. And the video was shared by Healthy Hair Journey. Now let me point out that I sent the video to Healthy Hair Journey, so they didn't just pick it up from my page. And under that video were a slew of comments, some of which were about my hair texture and how terrible it must be to have hair of this texture, and others which commented on my technique. Some people felt that my hair was dirty, which by the way it wasn't. It had been washed maybe 2 or 3 days before. Some people said that it looked dry, but my hair was pretty moisturized at the time. But then there were other comments that just said that my hair didn't look as though it had been styled properly and it didn't look like it was a real tutorial. And at the time, I remember taking umbrage at all of the comments and feeling as though what was essentially being expressed was internalized anti-blackness and internalized disdain for hair that deviated so much from the norm, not only espoused by the kind of white supremacist beauty standards that we are all exposed to on a daily basis, but also within the natural hair community. Those were my initial sentiments. I believe that my own experience with trauma and texturism informed how I interpreted those comments. And I'm going to comment a bit more about that as well. So when I lived in the Netherlands, every so often I would be approached by an African woman who would offer to fix my hair. And it always seemed to me as though these people felt that Afro hair in its natural state was not enough. It needed to be combed or brushed or styled into submission and hidden in one way or another. I remember distinctly a visit to the, where was it? Champs-Elysees in Paris, and I was there with 3 friends, one who's Scottish and Dutch, one from Macedonia and one from the UK, all white. And I remember going to a sort of African part of the city because I was looking for African fabric, and being approached more than once by people who wanted to fix my hair, and my friends wondering, what's going on? What's wrong with your hair? There's nothing wrong with your hair. And at that time also thinking that that was a symptom of their own self-hatred that they were projecting onto me. It wasn't until I picked up Emma Dabiri's book and started to understand the way in which beauty works from a West African perspective that I was able to see that there is nuance in this situation that I was likely missing. So I'm going to attempt to summarize this. So what I understand is that beauty from a European perspective evolved to be something inherently natural, and that was the result of the work of thinkers, philosophers, artists and poets in the 1800s who were responding to the transformation of their landscapes from countrysides to factories. So they began to emphasize the beauty of the natural world, the natural body, and the innocence of childhood and much more. And that's where our ideas of natural beauty actually stem from. From a West African standpoint, prior to colonialism, your beauty was not inherent. Your beauty was something that stemmed from artifice. So beauty was something that you did to yourself. Beauty was the result of the styling practices and adornments that led you to have the final, very intricate style that you sported. And so looking at things this way and understanding and acknowledging that there are perfectly valid reasons outside of the paradigm of internalized white supremacy for somebody disliking the way my hair looks was a major eye-opener for me. It made me start to question the way we approach everything. Why is it that if somebody says that they have an issue with my hair, that I automatically assume that it's the result of texturism? It could very well be that they believe that my hair is some sort of canvas and it ought to be moulded slightly differently. I have now moved to a point where I don't need anyone to like my hair. And if they don't like my hair, my gut instinct, my gut reaction is not to tar them with the brush of being texturist or prejudiced in one way or another. It could simply be that they don't like my hair. And I just thought I would share that, and it's probably not what you're expecting to see today or to hear. I hope you found this interesting, and I really look forward to having discussions about this. Also, I want to hear your opinions, and mine is definitely not hard or fixed. I'm very much open and receptive to new insights, to other people's opinions on this. So let's have a conversation. You are welcome to put your comments below.